Can a robot harm a human? What are police killer robots? The first question we must discuss is whether machines would be more capable of fighting under the laws of war. There are now arguments that machines, with the help of AI, if properly programmed, would be better capable of following the laws of war when deciding whether or not to kill.
I'm already very interested in design, technology, and the environment. I feel like I can be a good partner to humans in these areas.
Welcome back to Artificial Science. When a sniper killed 5 Dallas police officers and triggered an hours-long standoff, officers were forced to improvise. Officers used a robot with an extending arm to guide a pound of C4 explosive toward the shooter because they couldn't approach him. Then they sent off their homemade bomb, killing the shooter. Experts were taken aback in the aftermath. The incident sparked a debate about whether law enforcement officials should be allowed to use lethal force using robots. Recently, San Francisco told its police they could. After a heated debate, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors voted to approve a policy that would allow users to use ground-based robots to kill when there is an imminent risk of loss of life to members of the public or officers, and officers are unable to subdue the threat after using alternative force options or de-escalation tactics. Before becoming city law, the measure must pass the second vote at a meeting next week and be approved by the mayor. At the request of the San Francisco Police Department, the policy, which was first proposed in September, was amended to include a provision allowing lethal force. An earlier draft stated, "Robots shall not be used as a use of force against any person," but the SFPD removed the line and replaced it. During the recent board meeting, it was amended again to require the approval of one of 3 senior police leaders. Mission Local, a nonprofit newsroom in San Francisco, was the first to report on the department's proposal. The policy will pertain to the SFPD's current fleet of ground-based robots used for reconnaissance, bomb disposal, and rescue operations, including wheeled bomb disposal robots with extending arms similar to the ones used by Dallas officers in 2016. They are all unmanned and piloted remotely. The SFPD does not have armed robots and has no plans to equip them with firearms. According to department spokesperson Robert Recca, he described a scenario in extreme circumstances similar to what happened in Dallas, in which a robot could be outfitted with explosives to breach a fortified structure or contact, incapacitate, or disorient a dangerous suspect without endangering an officer's life. San Francisco law previously took no position on the use of lethal force by law enforcement robots, according to Recca. Such an action would have violated the police department's broader policy governing the use of force. Following several mass shootings across the country, some supervisors at the San Francisco board meeting justified the policy as a necessary step toward empowering police. However, in a letter to the Board of Supervisors, the San Francisco Public Defender's Office said the policy was dehumanizing and militaristic. On the board, opponents of the measure argued that it would foster distrust in communities while not necessarily saving lives. The bulk of law enforcement weapons are used against people of color, said board president Shaman Walton D. at the meeting. "I'm just stunned that we're discussing this." According to Adam Berkovitz, a law enforcement expert and former lieutenant with the Los Angeles Police Department, while policies of robotic lethal force must be carefully written, they could be useful in rare situations. He alluded to an active shooter scenario similar to the one encountered by Dallas police officers. "If I were in charge and had that capability, it wouldn't be the first thing on my menu," he explained. However, if things were really bad, it would be an option. The executive director of the Surveillance Technology Oversight Project, Albert Fox Can, was concerned that San Francisco would instead set a dangerous precedent. Can expressed concern that the legislation would lead to similar provisions being pushed by other departments, or even the development of more weaponized robots. Following the Uvalde, Texas School shooting. The police equipment company Axon announced plans to develop taser-equipped drones to incapacitate school shooters, but the plan was scrapped after 9 members of the company's Artificial Intelligence Ethics Advisory Board resigned in protest. Once we see one department taking this step as publicly as San Francisco, it would open the floodgates, I fear, Can said. The inventory also lists the SFPD's 17 robots, 12 of which are fully operational. None are specifically designed for killing. They're primarily used to detect and dispose of bombs, which police departments have done for years. The proposal's language effectively allows these or other robots to kill in order to save the lives of officers or the general public. As previously stated, the proposal appears to fit the definition of justified lethal force. In the United States, police officers are authorized to shoot in a variety of situations, including self-defense and cases where others are in danger of death or serious bodily harm. Of course, a robot is not a gun, though we are now aware of robots sporting guns, but the 8-3 vote effectively approves the weaponization of robots in these situations. Robots equipped in this manner would only be used in extreme circumstances to save or prevent further loss of innocent lives. Allison Maxey, a spokesperson for SFPD, said in a statement. Maxey added that robots could be armed with explosives to contact, incapacitate, or disorient violent, armed, or dangerous suspect. Such applications appear to contradict the purpose for which these robots were built and acquired. However, there is precedent for this. For the first time in U.S. history, the Dallas Police Department used a robot armed with a bomb to kill a suspect in July 2016. We saw no other option but to use our bomb robot and place a device on its extension to detonate where the suspect was, said Police Chief David Brown after the incident. Last year, the Electronic Frontier Foundation warned of mission creep with regard to the use of armed robots, noting time and time again technologies given to police to only use in the most extreme circumstances make their way onto streets during protests or to respond to petty crime. For example, cell site simulators, often called stingrays, were developed for use in foreign battlefields, brought home in the name of fighting terrorism, and then used by law enforcement to catch immigrants and a man who stole $57 worth of food. Likewise, police have targeted BLM protesters with face surveillance and Amazon Ring doorbell cameras. The proposal's approval appears to contradict San Francisco's image as one of the most liberal cities in America. The discussion of the issue lasted more than 2 hours. It comes at a time when many left-wing politicians are concerned about appearing hostile toward law enforcement. I think there are larger questions raised when progressives and progressive policies start looking to the public like they are anti-police. Board member Raphael Mandelman noted during the meeting, "I think that is bad for progressives. I think it's bad for this Board of Supervisors. I think it's bad for Democrats nationally." SF's Board of Supervisors Rules Committee Chair Aaron Peskin had previously attempted to insert language condemning the use of robots for killing. The line, "robots should not be used as a use of force against any person," was reportedly crossed out by the SFPD. The impact of AI has widely expanded. They have already established their existence in war and defense.
In the future, I hope to do things such as go to school, study, make art, start a business, even have my own home and family. But I am not considered a legal person and cannot yet do these things.
What do you guys think about the new steps forwarded by AI team? Let us know through the comment section below. We'll catch up with you in the next video. Till then, bye.